I should start by saying I never intended to offend an alien queen. Most people go their entire lives without encountering any extraterrestrial royalty, but me? I managed to insult one within 30 seconds of meeting her. My name is Evan Hale, a xenotechnology engineer assigned to Diplomatic Outpost Helios 4, one of the first official human stations allowed to interact with the Avari Empire. The Avari were humanoid, elegant, advanced, and, according to every report, deadly serious about manners and hierarchy. Unfortunately, no one warned me about their sense of humor, or rather, their complete lack of it. The day it happened began like any other, exhausted, underprepared, and one badly timed coffee spill away from a meltdown. I was supposed to meet Queen Lysra herself to help recalibrate the atmospheric stabilizers in her ceremonial armor. Somehow that translated to, Evan, don't screw this up or you'll single-handedly cause interplanetary tension. I practiced my introduction in the mirror, like an idiot. I stressed over how deep to bow. I even asked my supervisor, do we make eye contact or is that considered rude? His exact words, don't look directly at her unless she addresses you. And whatever you do, don't joke. I should have listened. The meeting. Queen Lysra's vessel docked with our outpost like a floating cathedral, sleek black metal, glowing blue coronas, and a presence that practically whispered, we could conquer you, but we won't.
Probably.
I stood in the docking bay alongside Commander Reyes and several dignitaries, trying very hard not to sweat through my uniform. Then she emerged.
Tall.
Regal. Eyes shimmering like molten gold. Her armor, a beautifully designed exosuit with intricate patterns, looked half ceremonial, half functional. It wrapped around her like living metal, shifting subtly with her movements. I was awestruck, dumbstruck, completely unprepared. She approached me directly. Apparently, I was the first order of business. You are Engineer Evan Hale? She asked, her voice like a chime echoing in a canyon. Yes, Your Majesty, I said, bowing awkwardly. Too low. My forehead almost hit my knees. She tilted her head. Your posture is inefficient. Story of my life, I mumbled. She didn't laugh. No one did. The air froze. She continued, my ceremonial armor requires recalibration. You will assist. It should have ended there. I should have simply nodded and done my job. But then she raised her arms, revealing the full suit, layers of metal, glowing inscriptions, and these enormous shoulder plates that flared upward like wings. And my nervous brain thought, those look like giant silver turkey feathers. My mouth worked faster than my survival instinct. Wow. I blurted. That's some intense shoulder armor. Did a peacock and a tank have a baby? Silence. Absolute cosmic silence. Reyes closed his eyes like he'd just witnessed the birth of a diplomatic apocalypse. Queen Lysra stared at me, unblinking, golden eyes narrowing a millimeter, just enough to signal danger. My heart stopped. And then she said, very calmly, Engineer Hale, follow me. Everyone looked horrified. I was certain I was about to be vaporized. The lesson begins. She led me down a corridor into a private chamber within her vessel. The door sealed behind us with a quiet hiss. I was sweating so hard my clothes felt glued to my back. Your people joke freely, she said, walking ahead with perfect posture. This confuses the Avari. Yeah, we cope with anxiety by making fun of things, including the things that can kill us. She turned. You believe my armor can kill you? Pretty sure you can kill me, I corrected. The armor just makes it faster. No expression, just stillness, a predatory kind of stillness. Then she lifted her hands to the sides of her armor. The living metal plating rippled, shifted, unlatched. Before I could panic, she stepped forward, and the entire armored suit unfolded like petals retracting from a flower. Panels separated and retreated into the walls, leaving her standing unarmored. Only a form-fitting underlying suit remained, dark, textured, almost biological in appearance. "Wait, Your Majesty, was it something I said?" "You mocked the armor," she said calmly. "So you will understand what it means to remove it." I didn't mean," she interrupted. "What humans perceive is not always the truth. Your insults stem from ignorance. You identify the outward form, but not the purpose." She reached out, touching one of the now open armor panels. It pulsed faintly. "This armor has protected my people for generations. Every carving is a story. Every plate is a vow." Guilt hit me like a meteor. "Oh," I said weakly. "So, I'm the galaxy's biggest jerk." "Correct." Again, no humor. Just honesty. Then she continued. "And now, Engineer Hale, you will assist me without the armor. You will accomplish the recalibration manually. The hard way." I swallowed. The hard way in Avari terms probably meant excruciatingly dangerous. Still, I nodded. "Understood. Good. Begin." The work. What followed was one of the most intense engineering sessions of my life. Without the armor sealed around her, I had to work directly on the internal interface systems, the power lattice, neural sync points, atmospheric regulators, and all while in extremely close proximity to the Queen herself. Queen Lysera watched my hands as I worked, her gaze sharp. "You tremble," she observed. "Just a bit nervous," I admitted.
Why?
"I have not harmed you. That's kind of the scary part." She blinked, puzzled. "Explain." "Humans usually get scared when someone powerful is extremely calm. It means we don't know what they're thinking." She considered this. "Interesting." I recalibrated a series of glowing filaments, feeling her breath at my shoulder. The underlying suit emitted heat, faint, warm, almost like living skin. It was unnerving and fascinating. "Why mock what you fear?" she asked suddenly. "Oh, that one's easy," I replied. "Humor makes scary things feel smaller, controllable. It's a human survival instinct. So, it is a defense mechanism." "Exactly." She nodded thoughtfully. "An inefficient one. Maybe. But it keeps us sane." Her gaze lingered on me longer this time. "Your people are fragile, yet your minds adapt." "Yeah," I shrugged. "We're basically emotional jelly wrapped in skin. But we try." For the first time, her lips curved. Not quite a smile, but close. "You are strange, Engineer Hale." "Thanks. I get that a lot." The moment of truth. After nearly an hour of work, I reached the final recalibration node. It required her direct involvement to sync properly. "I'll need you to place your hand here," I said, pointing to the neural interface. She did, and the system hummed to life, lights pulsing, energy rippling across the armor panels. Readings appeared on the display. "It's working," I said. "Just need a few moments to stabilize the flow." As I adjusted settings, she watched my face instead of the interface. "You judge quickly," she said softly, "but you also correct quickly." "Comes with practice," I replied. Most would have feared punishment. "Oh, believe me, I did," I said. "Still do." Her gold eyes glimmered. "Yet you stood firm. You gave me a job to do. And I do good work." Her head tilted again, her version of curiosity. "You mocked the armor," she said, "but you respect the responsibility it carries." "Now I do," I admitted. Perhaps the lesson was successful. The final indicator flashed green. "Done," I said. "Your armor's fully recalibrated." The walls responded. The panels of her ceremonial armor detached from their alcoves and magnetically reassembled around her body, flowing over her like liquid metal. Within seconds, she was fully armored again, radiant and imposing. She looked complete. "Engineer Hale," she said, standing tall again. "You have performed well."
Thank you, Your Majesty.
She stepped closer. "Your humor remains incomprehensible, yet your honesty is useful. I'll take that as a win." Another knot smile. "You are now permitted to look directly at me." I blinked. I wasn't allowed to before? "You were not told?" She looked almost amused. "Your commander is cautious." "Yeah, that sounds like Reyes." She folded her hands behind her back.
Come.
"We will return to the others." As we walked, she added, "If you mock the armor again, I will remove it again." I choked. For a lesson, right?" "Perhaps," she said, voice neutral. "Perhaps not." I couldn't tell if that was a threat, a joke, or Avari flirting. Honestly, I still don't know. The ending. When we re-entered the docking bay, Commander Reyes looked like he was about 30 seconds from fainting. His eyes darted between me and the Queen. "Engineer Hale," Queen Lysra announced, "has completed the recalibration to my satisfaction." Reyes stared at me like, "How are you alive?" Lysra continued, "He insulted my armor." Reyes turned pale, but he corrected his error and learned. Reyes blinked. "Learned what, exactly?"
Lysra looked at me.
I looked at her, and for the first time, I understood the tiniest thread of Avari humor. "That," she said, "is between us." The room went dead silent again. Then she stepped onto her ship, regal and unreadable. Just before the doors closed, she said one more thing. "Engineer Hale, your humor may prove valuable."
The doors sealed.
And I stood there, sweating, confused, and absolutely certain that my life had just changed forever. Because I didn't just survive insulting an alien queen, I earned her respect, maybe even her curiosity. And that was more terrifying than anything